Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Smite Console League Qualifiers North America edition. Allied will be joining me for the first game of today. And we're going to be starting things off in the round of 16. 96 teams signed up today, and we're going to be joining it with Juice versus Eager.
I'm pretty excited for Juice versus Eager, but yesterday we had a great EU showing.
We did.
Of his Barrage versus Cleanup Crew in the finals, 2-0. Barrage were able to actually take it. It actually looked a little shaky. I thought it was going to go to the third game. Barrage, it was a pretty clean sweep the first game. Second game was a little shaky. Ended up going for around a 60-minute game, and then Barrage with one kind of a fire giant pickup. And they were able to wipe.
Worked out for them. And then today we're going to have North America starting things off. Obviously, all the teams competing in this tournament will receive points towards trying to get themselves into a spot in the Console Pro League. But for now, Eager versus Juice, round of 16. So let's have a little look at the picks and bans as we get into those right now. Eager are going to be first pick.
This is very exciting because these are two newly reformed teams. If you guys remember, Eager from last year and Juice from last year, these are a couple of old faces and some new refreshing faces as Kepri gets banned away.
Now, on the Eager side, I believe they made 2 changes since they went to the World Championships for the tournament there.
That's right. Sam Bam and Matt Hoyce have been kicked off the team. They're on a new team now, and it looks like they picked up Unrelinquished. And I believe there was someone else. I couldn't quite tell you.
We'll find out when we get into game. Juice Gaming, though, reformed once again. I believe they've got a solo laner that everyone's singing the praises of right now, Wolves.
Yes, Wolves. So there's a lot of expectation coming out of Wolves in the solo lane. He's widely considered one of the best Xbox players. He's really doing. Apparently, he's just kind of like the scrim monster. So we'll see if he's able to show up and put out for these tournament games, as Chronos is first picked away for Eager.
He is, with Kepri and Sol banned away by Eager, as well as Isis and Kuang. Things are shaping up. Juice Gaming have gone for mainly their duo lane lineup here. Could be a Neith in the middle lane, but more than likely for that Hunter role.
Yeah, Neith is one of those flex pick positions, but Odin immediately locked away here. And
that's a true flex pick position as
well,
too.
It can be flex pick, but at the same time, a little shaky because Odin, there's nothing for him to cage in yet, but maybe there will be. Janus locked in, so that's definitely a Chronos 80 carrier solo.
Okay, and with that Odin, it's still flex, could be jungle, could be solo, could still be support as well.
That's the thing about Xbox. There's a lot of flex picks, especially it's a slower paced game in general just because of the nature of console and
one
controllers.
Question I've got is, how's a Wheelix on the console?
Can be used. It's
is
okay.
Because like, if you pick Odin, everybody on the enemy team then wants to take escapes, which generally leaps. So you could look at
like an Odin support, which this could very easily be.
And then put a Wheelix on the roster, force them to take leaps. And
it could definitely work, depending on matchups. I don't see why not, but Kuang, third pick.
Kuang locked in, got through the first stage of picks and bans, but very, very dominant in both PC and console.
I'd imagine on console it's actually a little bit weaker, believe it or not. Just because it's probably a little bit harder to get his abilities off, and overall, like, his ultimate is a little buggy to execute said player. Maybe it's a little bit harder. Not too sure. I haven't played Kuang in Season 3 yet.
That's a lot of solo lane bans. Vamana, Raven, Bellona, and Tyr all banned away. The Warriors are off the table.
Well, we have 2 of probably one of the best solo laners on Xbox on each team, Wolves and Dwurst. And a lot of people forget about Dwurst, but he was probably one of the best solo laners last season on the Xbox alone. He was one of the most dominant, that's for sure.
So Dwurst probably the best solo laner last season. This season, people are talking about Wolves, so it's a really good matchup this between the 2 solos.
No, this is the best first game we could have gotten. So I'm excited to see how they measure up to each other as Bacchus is picked away here 4th for Juice.
Which means Athena probably in the jungle here.
Yeah.
Or no, I say solo because Kuang.
Oh, I've heard actually Wolves has a pretty beast Kuang.
I thought you were going to say he's got a pretty beast Bacchus in the solo lane. I was like, what?
That would also be sick. But
it's not Azalea.
last I heard it was Kuang. But we'll see. It's still, there's so many flex picks that could be switched around here.
Locked in there as well. It's more than likely going to be Odin in the solo lane there. And solo lane is still available for Juice Gaming technically, but it could be the Kuang against the Odin, which that matchup could go either way depending on how well the bird bombs connect from Odin.
Even Sobek in the solo lane.
That's true.
That's,
I guess, would you want to run that against Kuang though, if it's going to be Kuang?
In terms of safety, maybe Sobek's a little bit safer. You might still get outpushed. Odin has more outright clear. It could go either or, though, as Hui is locked in last of all. Like, Hui, widely considered one of the best hunters, and it's last picked here. And we actually have double hunters, so I'd imagine it's Hui or Neith middle. Neith middle being probably, I'd say, the easiest to do. Like, Hui mid, I think, is better because of ricochet, triple bounce locations, and pressure. But Neith middle is probably safer as, yeah, we actually load into the game.
Well, let's have a look at the two teams first of all. We'll start with Juice Gaming on the right-hand side the right-hand side of your screen, the top. Playing from the top side. Wolves will be playing Kuang in the solo lane. We'll have Dust in the jungle playing Athena. Purified in the mid lane playing that Neith. And TheeHotbow and Hotbow on Bacchus. And Ho-Yi combining the dual lane. Across the way, we'll see Dwurst on that Odin over in the solo lane. Myflin in the jungle playing that Kali. Marine72 in the mid lane playing Janus. Jellly and AirCougar will combine in that dual lane for Team Eager to round things off on Sobek and Chronos.
This dual lane's probably going to be where you're going to see a lot of the action. I know for a fact, if anyone has remembered HotBow all of last season was a substitute for Elevate. So he didn't really get his chance to shine, except, you know, when he actually was...
When he shined.
You know, yeah.
When he actually did shine.
When he actually did shine, because there was a couple times, especially against AirCougar, he actually ended up fighting 1v1ing AirCougar, widely considered one of the best hunters.
And when you talk about this dual lane, and both of these two people in the dual lane, both these teams in the dual lane have a really good, aggressive standpoint.
Oh, so aggressive.
Got Chronos, Sobek together. If you get a good flip into a good stun, there's definitely kill potential there. And the same for Bacchus Ho-Yi. If they can combine nicely, they've got a lot of burst damage, especially once they hit 5.
The question is, who's going to get lane pressure? Both of these lane matchups have their weaknesses. Sobek, Chronos, they have decent clear, but they can get bullied early. Hui, Bacchus, not known for the best clear in the world. It's okay, but still really risky. If TheeHotbow makes one wrong flop, he can get flipped.
Well, Juice will make it to the dual lane first, ever so slightly over there. Thanks to the help of Neith and Ho-Yi in the jungle, helps him clear a little bit quicker than the Janus Chrono. So lane pressure early on, but that could quickly swing quite easily backwards.
Yeah, it all depends on how TheeHotbow decides to play this out, but he's one of the more experienced supports.
Aggression in the jungle, looking for that mid camp. Looks like they were split 1-1 there on that left-hand side. Right ones were already taken down by Juice Gaming at the beginning of this game. Sorry, not by Juice Gaming, by Team Eager. So a small advantage and experience at the moment for Eager.
Very slight, very slight. Looks like some
Good Paul.
Slight portal damage here. I like this. We have Janus, Kali. Not afraid to be a little bit aggressive.
And surprisingly, the wave clear between those two in the mid lane is relatively even, I'd say, with Kali and Janus, so they probably got a little bit of an advantage, but Neith's clear is so good.
Once Purified gets a certain amount of levels, once he gets like level 5, he can start full clearing the wave, especially with the trans done. The lane control should be over from there. But for now, especially with Athena jungle early game can't really do too much. Just going to look to farm out, play passive.
And a prime example of what we expected in that dual lane from Team Eager there, getting the push power up against the Bacchus and the Ho-Yi early on.
This is actually very surprising because Juice actually came in first, got the lane aggression, and then I guess AirCougar and Jellly wrestled back control, which rarely happens in competitive play.
It's a good little bit of poke there over in the dual lane for him to get dominance. And in the mid lane, you saw a little bit of poke coming out from Marine72 there as well. So the two roster changes for Eager this year is Myflin and Marine, I believe. Or is it?
Yes. These are definitely Smurf names.
Oh,
Delta Marine72 and Myflin. I know one of them is unrelinquished for sure.
Okay.
The other one I forgot, sadly. But I know that they're very talented, experienced players. They were on the Challenger. They were on Elevate for a little bit. In the PC scene, Mytheria, I believe, yes. Actually, that would make a little bit more sense. Mytheria and Unrelinquished, they were Elevate. The Elevate squad. So they, I guess, were content with not being on Elevate, which was one of the lower stated teams on PC, and they switched over to Xbox and they're doing quite well considering they were on the best Xbox team, or one of the best Xbox teams. See an invade
on the left-hand side here coming out from Eager. They've put the pressure on the duo lane now, and the rotation coming in from Kali as well. With the support, they'll share that camp and steal it away just to deny a bit of experience. But look at this, Juice Gaming swinging around from mid lane too. They need to be careful because Taunt and Bacchus together could be quite dangerous. But Bacchus did just use his flop, but a Taunt onto Sobek puts him in a bit of trouble here. Immediately lurking in the wars. Don't think they'll find the kill just yet unless Will Weaver's going to connect. It does, but it's not enough to find the kill.
Not enough damage there. I love the pressure coming out of Eager, though. Taking away the boars from HotBow and TheeHotbow, limiting what they can do, and also delaying them from getting level 5.
And the worst thing about that is you saw Purified as well rotate over here. He's lost a wave of experience in mid lane to Janus there, who pushed that into the tower. Didn't even make the rotation himself, and he'll also get right harpies as Kali in the jungle tries to take the red buff, and it looks like he did steal that one away.
One of the huge benefits of Janus is being able to sit in the middle lane and rotating whenever you feel like, as we have a kill attempt onto Cougar. He's taking a little bit too much damage to stun HotBow. gets first blood.
And
Young HotBow.
That was the big damage difference that we said. But when Bacchus and Hou-Yi hit 5, the burst of Intoxicate, plus the sun's raining down,
I can see
spell
why
destruction.
they wanted to take the boards away from him now. Don't want HotBow to hit level 5. Great combination of abilities, great CC setup, and Cougar goes down.
There wasn't a lot Cougar could have done there either. I mean, even if he tried to rewind, he probably still would have died, forced himself into an awkward spot.
I don't think he expected the amount of damage. There's not too many players that are experienced against Bacchus unless you're a closed beta player. Very rare pick, but for me and you, respectively, because I know you play quite a bit of Bacchus, you know the damage potential.
He does have a lot of damage potential, and TV's really trying to exploit that now. You can see with the shoes and the Medjay picked up as well here, he's going for the extra penetration and the extra damage from those.
And this is the beauty of TV, having TV on your team. Not only is he a very disciplined support player, but he also has so much jank ranked experience in terms of support carry potential.
It's all about the jank.
Yeah, oh yeah. TV's like Pen Boots, Bacchus, we're going to blow someone up. And sometimes you just need that. Maybe that's a little bit of oomph that you need to win these team fights. Especially with TV setting up for first blood, this and the full Pen Boots buy. He's going to be quite the force to reckon with the next couple skirmishes.
Talk about full Pen Boots being bought up here. You can see Dust in the jungle also picked up his Pen Boots on Athena, as well as Wolves in that solo lane has picked it up on Kuang. Transcendence finish for both the boys of Juice, who are playing Hunters, as well as Doomob now online as well. So we're starting to hit those first items, finally getting online.
We haven't talked about Wolves yet, but it looks like he's been getting a little bit manhandled. He's down 700 gold in the soul lane.
But that's to be expected against an Odin. Level 2, he can bird bomb and pretty much clear the wave. Level 3 just becomes easier for him, and you've got to avoid taking the poke more often than not.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how I feel about this matchup, but Dwurst is definitely getting the better end of this, out pushing, but obviously Wolves can come in by mid to late game with so much guaranteed free farm.
I think that's a big difference in these solo lanes as well. They're both going to be involved in the fights, but nowhere near each other realistically. They're both going to be looking for the backlines.
It's the difference between like a Cyclone Spin compared to an Omega, right? Cyclone would play an Assassin looking for the late game carry.
Well,
Omega is looking for the early game pressure.
Dwurst took a little bit of poke there. I like the way Wolves played that though. He used his ultimate. We just caught that as we cut to the action. He was in the ring, used the ultimate to reduce the amount of damage you could take while being stuck in that ring. Good poke
That
coming
was
out there.
cheeky.
Well, he's going to stop the back as well. So I don't think he's going to look for the dive here for now. He will take the farm. They could look for those boars on the right-hand side as well. Obviously, console a little bit behind the PC version, so you can see there's 2 boars on this side of the map. So solo lane is very, very dominant on the experience at the moment.
3.3 compared to 3.4, and like you said, there are 2 boars in the soul lane compared to 1 boar in the 3.4 patch. Still a big deal. Lots of minor balance changes, like Honor hasn't been buffed yet. Chalk hasn't been buffed yet. But besides that, 3.3 still, it's similar. It's just soul lane, in terms of experience gain, did get gimped a little bit with the board change.
Now, as we're starting to head towards the team fight stage, where we'll see the first Gold Fury attempts potentially coming out, who do you think would be the one that looks for the Gold Fury first here?
I think Juice. Chronos isn't an AD carry. Chronos will have a hard time soloing with the Gold Fury, even with items online compared to a normal hunter like Hou-Yi. So I think if HotBow can actually get some attack speed online, gets a decent lead onto Cougar, which he already has, he can set up a gold play with Hou-Yi ult on top of Bacchus ult. They can easily confirm a gold.
Something we've not touched on too much is the double hunter will allow for tower pushing to be a little bit easier. TV here, looking for a flop, gonna find 2, going for the belch as well. Stun will connect, but a quick port from Janus gets him out of trouble. Worst rotation, and TV's in trouble without having his his jump available. He will go down. Ring is now online as well, and Dwurst is in trouble as well. Sorry, Dust, and he will fall down too. HotBow makes a rotation and has to disengage quickly, and here comes AirCougar.
It looks like they completely had no idea.
Oh, the portal. Their
No
own team's
way.
Paul stopped them going for the gang. That was unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Granted, I don't think that we're able to pin down HotBow there, as we actually have a kill attempt onto Dwurst. He's taking a little bit too much damage, but beautiful portal coming out, stopping Wolves from chasing down that kill, and it looks like a disengage, but Purified still slapping.
And that was just I feel that was more unfortunate than Juice Gaming than anything. TV goes in, gets a good initiation, but the rotation coming out from the solo lane had just made an impact. Dwurst with the ring didn't manage to make anything, stop them from getting the
I want to
aggression
say
off.
that was a miscommunication. They probably had no idea where Dwurst was, and he rotated right at the right moment,
Right
really.
after belly flop goes off.
Considering he's so far ahead, he can afford to do that too, because worst comes to worst, he misses out on a wave and gets tower experience in gold. But like, those are the key moments that you want to capture, where you help your team when they're getting engaged on. It's like, oh wait, never mind, this is a huge disadvantage, and TV got blown up.
And Dwurst there over in the solo lane on that Odin. Got 2 assists during that engagement as well. Still got a decent lead over Wolves on the Kuang. Working towards the Bulwark of Hope is his first main item here. Do you think it's a good idea? I mean, he gets Kuang in lane, so it makes sense for not taking too much poke, but he's also got to deal with double Hunter in this game.
I think it's a bulwark, especially compared to 3.3 to 3.4. I think this is a fine item choice to go. Even with bulwark's nerf, this item, I still think it's a very good item. You want to rush
your health.
it. Yeah,
Still the shield.
the passive is still very beneficial. There's no reason not to get it. The other item choices are kind of meh, honestly. Pestilence probably being the second best choice if you want like healing reduction. But
and on this team, there's not too much in the way of healing that's going to really be coming out. Kuang maybe a little bit, as well as the Neith. Well, that's about it. Cougar versus HotBow over in that dual lane. Both level 10 still at the moment. Gold relatively even between the two. The only real, not even a difference, considering the first blood went to HotBow. You can see Cougar's done a good job of staying even.
No, Cougar, I think he's doing fine. This is what he needs to do. Great rewinds. He actually could look to aggress on the HotBow. HotBow's stunned out, but Cougar didn't actually read. And it's a little hard to read. Went to HotBow, went into the air, immediately jumped, and it just plopped him. That's one of the things
one
with
of
those
the
kind of
stuns
jumps.
with Chronos,
yeah.
You could always jump and just get a little bit of distance further away in time. Red Buff has respawned for Juice Gaming there, and 3 members going to be clearing that one out, making sure there's no invasion there. Meanwhile, the right-hand side, the Harpies just went the way of Team Eager as well. Let's check in with Golden Experience in the graphs and just see how this game's planning out so far. 3,000 experience lead for Eager, though.
It's just out farming. I'm going to say most of that is coming from the soul lane advantage that Dwurst has been gaining.
Yeah.
He still has around a 600, 700 gold lead onto Wolves, but that can change in a matter of seconds depending on how Wolves comes into a team fight to clean up. We haven't really talked too much about Dust, but it looks like, I think Juice, their game plan at this point is reactively playing around Eager's team comp. They just want to kind of reactively farm, get and look for one good team fight into a goal fury.
And it's not a bad idea with double Hunter online as well, because the longer this game goes, the more effective those Hunters will be. Their front line will be a little bit tankier to be able to set things up for them. And with an Athena, you can do rotations like this. Cougar's in trouble with a Will Weaver coming in as well. Will anybody be here in time? The rewind got off! No, he didn't get off at all. I'm lying. He managed to jump through the portal with 1 health. They're chasing HotBow. They're looking for it. Jellly should be able to get there with the mobility from that wing blade. He will pick up the kill. And in the end, the gank on Cougar fails. Instead, Eager pick up a kill of the bird bomb onto Dust is disgusting.
Dust literally is like a little piece of paper. He got blown up, and Dwurst these rotations from Dwurst are the difference between Eager being ahead and being neutral right now as they set themselves up for the Gold Fury.
Well, they are against TeeVee here on that Bacchus. Bacchus, one of the best secures on a Guardian available. Wolves has made the rotation here and using his illusion to dance around and keep them busy, which is an important thing as the bird bomb goes in from Dwurst there on to Puri in the mid lane. But Puri doesn't really panic, just backflips away. Still in a good position, Juice Gaming, to defend this for now, but 5 members of Eager are here.
Yeah, it's going to be, I mean, now Dust is available. He can, if he wants to, can ult
Reset
in on
forced.
TeeVee. Great damage. But
Intoxicate goes off and immediately Dwurst turns his attention to the backline, looking towards Wolves. Marine disengages for the fight for now. Janus does have his ultimate still available, and Wolves is in an awkward position right now, surrounded by 3 members. Support from HotBow and Purified is here though, and the execute from Wolves is beautiful. Dust picks up Dwurst as well, and now this turnaround from Juice is fantastic.
You know Wolves has to be sweating after that one. He was pinned down by 3 people, and Savior HotBow, young HotBow, came in with the Suns, was able to get Jellly low enough, and Wolves got the beautiful execute to get out of trouble.
Really helped him out. Wolves just did a good job of juking around, waiting for support. Eventually, it arrived.
Oh, he had his juke shoes on. That was
nice little play from Juice. Gold Fury still stands now. The gold lead's still in Eager's favor, though, as you can see. It's definitely still Eager's game at the moment.
In terms of momentum, I think Juice needed that. That was a little bit of momentum that they needed, maybe to set themselves for a nice play. HotBow definitely feeling
Bit
himself
risky
right
at half
now.
health here. HotBow going in, but the stun misses. But the 1 or 2 auto attacks, that'd be enough. Sanctuary used. The bleed did
Great
not
juke.
connect, however. Needs 1 more hit.
Oh.
Jukes for days, and now the double Guardian's on its way. Bacchus is here with Athena, torn onto Cougar, immediately Purified. And then with the rotation coming out from Janus as well, Purified gets the kill onto Cougar.
That was a beautiful play. Whether or not he meant it, he baited out 2 of Team Eager's members, and looks like they're actually not done here as Mytheria down.
Wolves managed to pick up that kill onto Carly. Rotation coming in from Dwurst as well. Floppies down from TeeVee. The Hunt is there but doesn't find the route. The bird bomb connects with 2, and Wolves is in a bit of trouble there. He needs 1 more hit to go down. Janus will get credit for the kill. Marine72. TeeVee trying to zone out Jellly as HotBow comes back to the fight. And Jellly now with the lurking in the waters will reset this engagement.
That was still overall better for Juice as they did pick up more kills. HotBow is back and he's healthy, going to be able to get all this solo farm. And like I mentioned before, HotBow was able to bait out that fight completely in Juice's favor.
And looking at
it
the
was
graphs
wonderful.
there, you could see what's happened during this game. Eager had the lead. They went for the Gold Fury. And since that Gold Fury attempt, which happened relatively recently, Juice have just slowly started to drag this back to even.
I like what Juice has been doing, so much attention on the dueling, which is refreshing. We don't really see all of this action dueling. Usually it's a farm fest, but with such aggressive AD carries, it's going to come down. How well can you rotate to dual lane? And Juice has had the better end of this. As look at this.
HotBow
Even though
versus
HotBow
Cougar.
did miss his stuns, it's the aggression at heart that counts. I
You like
forgive
the
you,
aggression?
HotBow.
You
Yeah.
do you know what aggression is? I mean, I don't think I've really seen
Well,
it.
like,
After 40 minutes, I've seen aggression. That's about it. But,
yeah.
you know.
Well, it's Shibalanke. Come on, man.
Okay.
Like,
Fair play. Fair play. The one thing to note as well, though, for 14 minutes in the game, we've talked a lot about Wolves and Dwurst rotations. They've been over on this left-hand side of the map for long periods of the game, and because of that, their experience lead isn't as big as we used to see from solo laners here. You can even see Marine in that mid lane, and the Janus has actually got ahead of both of them.
yeah, it's weird. Dwurst, it seems like every opportunity he gets, he's trying to rotate and help his team out, which is great. It's actually helping his team out a lot. But now that Wolves is kind of picking up some kills here and he's rotating, Wolves has actually got a slight lead on him.
He does look like he's going to be going for the Polynomicon eventually, as once again we watched the Hunters trade out, and HotBow did not win that trade whatsoever. Chronos in a very good position here. AirCougar showing his dominance in this lane right now.
AirCougar's just getting the better, especially as he keeps leveling up. He's getting his itemization online, looking for the tell kinds. AirCougar's going to get the better end of this 9 times out of 10.
Oh, look at this. Goal Fury has been started. Juice Gaming aware of it. It was knocked to half health, but immediately Eager, aware of where everybody was, quickly resets it as well, as knowing the pressure that Dwurst had on him on the solo lane as well. Means that Wolves is going to rotate towards the blue buff as we're still watching around the Goal Fury. Dwurst teleports in, going to look for Dust potentially here. Gets flipped into an awkward position because of 3-man taunt. Bacchus trying to help out with the Belch, but Dust is already dead. And
Dust is
now
a
we're
little
gonna
bit
see
out of position there. He kind of just stood there. There was no team follow-up, and this is what I've noticed with Juice Gaming, their team comps. They're a little bit, in terms of communication, they're not ever set up, but people are getting caught out for no reason. There's no follow-up either.
Talk about getting caught out. Marine got a lot of damage put onto him by Wolves there, and Wolves actually forced him to use the ultimate as well. Bird Bomb misses from Dwurst. Sorry, from Dwurst at the moment, 6-5. Why do they all have silly names? Dwurst and Dust is too close together, and Purified does not help when you're trying to say purification.
Just ban him.
Ban them all.
Ban him.
You can do that now, you know.
I know.
Power.
Yeah.
Do you want to ban him?
As soon as they make me mad, I'm just, hey, guess what? You don't have to play
Just wait
Xbox.
for the tweets. Wait for the tweets. You has been. It'll happen. Balls go to Dwurst with the help there of Sobek, played by Jellly. They both go back to farming once again. Level 15 for Dwurst, working towards a breastplate of Valor to continue on. Wolves, his counterpart here, has Doom Orb online. 25 stacks for that, as well as Polynomicon work. So we're going to see how Kuang start to burst even heavier soon.
Yeah, once he gets the Doom Orb fully stacked, I'd imagine a Sobek will be next, and he's going to be hitting quite hard. TeeVee takes a bit of poke here, though, at the mid-left harpies.
Doesn't panic too much, though. Didn't use the belly flop to try and disengage as War Control goes the way of Eager as they clear out 2 wards during the Gold Fury pit. And now they're going to try and pull this one with Carly here as well. They've got some decent damage. HotBow still in lane. Odin and Janus zoning away in mid lane here.
They have
so
no
they
idea.
may not have a clue. He's gone. HotBow knows now. He's trying to find out what's going on, but already Eager get a free Gold Fury.
Lack of vision and no pressure. They had no idea, and Juice loses the first Gold Fury of the game, 17 minutes in the game.
Not just that, but Juice did answer back, though, over in the solo lane. When Dwurst was in mid lane, Wolves took down the tier 1 tower, so the gold difference is 2,500 after that first tower falls down now as well. 17 minutes in, and it's still anyone's game.
Yeah, minor gold lead, minor experience lead, but as people start hitting level 20, that's not going to matter as much as Wolves is starting to get the better end of this 1v1 trade, but Wolves doesn't have an escape. There's
Well,
the
he's just having
Athena ult.
Athena coming, but Carly is here too, so now they could be in an awkward position. There's the Will Weaver coming out to try and stop Carly from getting the kill onto Wolves. Great taunt from Purified, will keep him alive for now, but Wolves still under pressure. Going to use the illusion to juke out the abilities. TeeVee picks up Carly in the backside. Now Dwurst overextended now. Didn't find the kill on Wolves, has to retreat. Good little play from Juice in the end. They got out of very bad danger.
And that's the kind of plays that people were talking about when they mentioned Wolves and how talented he is, able to barely get out of death's row yet again with the illusions, the watery illusions from Kuang.
Working out for him in the jungle. Sorry, in the jungle right now though. HotBow and Cougar once again. You just hear those names all day. They're quite happy to fight. And once again, Cougar wins a very small trade, but it's still a win.
Cougar's been getting the better end of this. HotBow falling a little bit behind in experience. And I got to give it to Cougar. Despite the pressure that's been in dual lane, he he's looking good right now. The Chronos is looking good. He's getting the better end of the aggression, the trades, and he has a lot of pressure in the duel lane.
Well, the Gold Fury's also helped him too, but he's now got a gold lead over there, so he's trading with Wolves. A little bit aggressive, looking for that blue buff, and the rotation from Eager immediately makes him back away. Blue buff should be secured here by Eager as well. Probably more than likely given over to Dwurst once again on that Odin, who's lost his tower for now, but it's not going to be too much doom and gloom with that tower being down.
Let's talk a little bit about builds. So we see Dust. He has the breastplate. He's going to the Dynasty Plate Helm. Lots of physical protection. However, no health stacking. I would love to see a Winged Blade here by Dust because, in my opinion, Dust has been getting picked out a lot in these key team fights, and it's been hurting Juice the most.
And that's the biggest issue with him against the Odin as well, and the Sobek. Flop comes out from TeeVee, going to be chased down onto. Janus comes through with the portal. Purified first. Sorry, Dwurst forced to ult to try and help him out. Forces the ult, though, from Marine, who also used through space and time. Purified did not connect with his Will Weaver. I'm pretty sure he was looking for Janus, but Jellly uses that portal to get back to the front line for his team. Clicked onto Purified, who uses Purification and his Sanctuary there. Purified used both relics to escape the danger. But the reset happens for now as the solo laners are slowly making the transition to mid lane.
And that was Hui Suns as well. That was a lot of resources used out of Juice just to stay alive. Eager can definitely look to punish that by pressuring a tower if they decide to, or keep the farm game going. They've been easily out-farming Juice throughout the majority of the game, we can safely say. They could use that more as they have a couple of late game characters that they just want to get to late game. Kali, Chronos, Janus. Once they get to the 30-minute mark, this game should be completely in Eager's favor.
You really feel that way? You don't feel the two Guardians coming out from Juice Gaming as well as the two Hunters will be enough?
I think that Eager has enough resources to kill the squishy targets of Juice. The only problem I think that, could help Juice win this game would be Wolves. Wolves needs to one-shot someone, and it needs to be a good target.
You talk about one-shotting people, he'll be looking for the executes with his ultimate. But the one thing I do like is what Dwurst did here and go for that meditation. It does cause a few issues for people with executes, especially when you get baited into a fight and then you see the meditation go off just in time.
I like that, especially considering Dwurst is not going to commit to a beads. He's not going to look for a blink. He's going to kind of like cage people in, look for any kind of setup, and then if he gets too low, meditation bait.
And the best thing about meditation here is it scales with your health as well as your mana pool for the rest of the team. So it can help out even more to give him a bigger heal. Give it on someone like a solo laner who's going to have a lot of farm, a lot of itemization into health, into mana, will help them out a bit.
21 minutes in the game, 6-6. Gold Fury is respawning soon. Looking at the charts, Eager's still slightly ahead. 1.7k golden lead,
Slightly
2k experience. At this point, it's not going to matter as everyone's getting close to level 20. Small engagement at the mid-left Harpies.
A little bit of a skirmish right inside, though. You can actually see it's 2v1 over there, and Wolves will go down finally. They were looking to try and make something happen with Eager, and they actually made something happen on their right side while defending the Gold Fury area still.
Yeah, and that's the power of Eager. They're able to show so much pressure, and Juice really, especially with this Athena jungle, Dust hasn't had the same amount of pressure compared to Mytheria. Mytheria has been getting the better end of rotations, getting places, and it's hard to say that considering that Athena has the best rotation in the game.
With the ultimate, just be able to get around the map free. Pluck onto Dust, who's in a world of hurt again, going to get stunned out, has the Purification, dash away. Belch from TeeVee is going to zone them out for now, but Dust barely makes it out as Cougar got some nice damage off. Gold Fury is about to be started now by Team Eager, and Juice Gaming have to defend. Wolves is still dead for 10 seconds, and with Dust going back to base on the Athena, he needs to ult in to help defend. Keep an eye on TeeVee. He's the one coming in with Athena now, goes in early, gets the double dunk off, but Dwurst is there with a ring to zone in both those Guardians into an awkward spot. Carly's keeping HotBow out of the fight as Purified's turning his attention to Carly as well. Through space and time goes off, looking for the extra damage onto TeeVee. Dwurst picks up one, gets a double kill for himself on the Odin, and now HotBow's in trouble, has the Sanctuary away, but Wolves is here, doesn't get the execute. Triple kill goes the way of Dwurst, as they do manage to secure one onto Marine.
And like you said, the biggest problem was that Wolves died, Dust was poked out, and now Purified, he's going to fall down as well as Mytheria picks up the fourth kill. No deicide, Wolves is still alive. I don't think he can hold the Wrath of Eager right now.
And the decision here from Eager, going to go for the tier 1 tower in the mid lane first of all before they turn their attention to the Gold Fury. This is just wise play more than anything else. They've got people dead, they don't have to go for the Gold Fury straight away. They can get even more.
Yeah, and I agree with this. The Gold Fury is guaranteed. Let's push the tier 1, let's get a little bit of pressure. Now they can't teleport, now they can't back and come over here and have the safety of tier 1 tower. Free gold, free map control, I dig it.
Open the map up even more with that mid lane going down as well. Gold lead is 3,700 before the Gold Fury falls as well. And that ring just there to secure 100% the no cheeky shenanigans are about to happen.
The Odin the Odin ring is up like every 15 seconds anyway.
Why
not?
Pretty
You can
much.
throw it out there for decoration if you wanted to. So.
And there you see 5,500 gold now in favor of Eager. 23 minutes in this game. We knew this was going to be a battle between these two teams, especially in the round of 16, seeing these two against each other so early. We could have potentially seen these guys head towards the semis of the finals, both of them.
This would have been a great grand finals to see teams adapt, but with this being best of one, it's very disappointing. Really, the biggest thing that is upsetting is I felt like Dust didn't show up this time around. This is his new role. He's probably adjusting. He has a lot to learn. Yeah. But Dust definitely felt a little bit short this time.
Is it against the comp he's against, though? Because as Athena, you don't have to deal with an Odin.
I don't think I just would have picked Athena. I definitely respect the Athena pick. I just felt like he could have done more with something else. And that's just my opinion. I felt like Dust was definitely on the short end of the stick here. Wolves did okay considering the matchup. He was getting severely outpushed, and he's making it happen. But if Eager were to win this game, I would just hit the practice room a little bit harder, Dust.
Well, we're about to hit 25 minutes now, and right-hand side, Wolves being aggressed on by Dwurst again. Wolves trying to get back to safety, knowing this Carly coming now. He's in a bit of an awkward position, gets stunned out, jumps away, but still in the ring, and he will fall down to Myflin on that Carly. Even Janus was there for the rotation, just in case he slipped through the net.
Wolves has that. I mean, this is the second time he's gotten ganked out here, and there's been no signs of life, no pressure. I'm surprised not even Athena ult there. It looks like Juice is just kind of on the back foot as Eager continues to get map control. They're going to look to get this tier 1 tower in Soul Lane. HotBow, however, farming. He might actually trade a tower for tower right now as he's looking to get the dual lane tower as we speak.
Tier 1 tower does fall on the right-hand side as HotBow. Only with a couple of minions there, but it should be enough to secure that tier 1 tower on the left-hand side. Jellly keeping 3 members busy in the mid lane alone at the moment, as Juice Gaming will now realize their right-hand tier 2 tower is now being sieged. They need to get over and defend it, but I don't think they're going to get there in time.
Dwurst actually teleports to tier 2 to make sure HotBow does not grab and trade his tier 2, and I love this. They guarantee the tier 2, Dwurst backs, and now he's going to push out the dual lane as Eager's looking to grab
another tier 2.
Another tier 2.
Eager really abusing the small lead they managed to develop for themselves and open this game up dramatically in their favor. Eager looking very good to move
What
on.
I love here is the Eager's movement. They're able to coordinate where they want people to be on the map, and it's like a little commander on the field. AirCougar is just like, you need to go here, defend this. Dwurst, do you have a teleport? And Eager's movement has been insane this game compared to Juice's.
And Juice can't defend this tier 1 tower, not in a position to do so, so they will lose that one as well. Only a tier 2 tower on the left remains. And Eager considering looking at going for this one, but with the backs coming out, I think they'll just take what they had and spend all that gold that they just picked up.
Yeah, they have well over 2K gold. That's definitely over an item and a half done at this point. And that's huge, especially if...
So lazy back's going to cause them a problem. Purified goes in, flop misses from TeeVee, unfortunately. We will see a Marine escape on that Janus. And in the end, Juice Gaming do not find anybody lazy back in. Well, they did, but they didn't manage to capitalize.
Now Eager can easily set up because they know that Juice is in the left side of the map. They can easily back all at once, set up for Fire Giant. There's no way that Juice should be able to rush it down. And Juice could look for some counter pressure here. They need to make something happen. They've let all of their towers go, and there's been no counter aggression. There's been no signs of life for the past 5 to 10 minutes.
Dwurst going to come mid lane, beat HotBow and the rest of Juice, but not scared at all. Bird bombs into them. Takes a little bit of poke damage though. Gotta respect the damage coming out from HotBow there as TeeVee jumps in, gets the intoxicate of Cougar. Forced to rewind just in time. Doesn't get executed by Wolves as he was just high enough through space of time from Marine connects with HotBow. And Jellly is chasing TeeVee, looking for the pick on the fat man in the jungle. Tail whip comes out, charge prey misses. Left hand side though, look at this. Carly diving the tower looking for Dust. Gonna find the kill on him. Eager is starting to run away with this.
Yeah, Mytheria diving the tier 2 all by himself, able to pick up Dust. We have an engagement, and it looks like TeeVee cannot live. He's taken out by Cougar, who I can't believe he lived with. He had 1 HP.
He lived with 1 HP, and now Wolves are going to trade.
Oh!
I can't comment on that. That was just impressive.
Yeah.
That was just impressive play from Wolves, knowing his abilities and how he could get away. Very, very well played.
He knew his damage output, and he was able to turn that onto Delta Marine.
But look at this now. Eager gonna go for the Fire Giant, even though Marine did die there. Wolves had to back. Wolves does have his teleport available, but I don't see many wards in this area for him to get to anything. No towers either, so this could relatively go free. Purified is here on the Neith. Gonna look to try and secure with the Spirit Arrow. Ring is down though, and the plug from Jellly will deny him from even an opportunity.
There's no way Purified or Wolves could have really contested that. Now they're gonna have to back up, reset. If I was on Juice right now, I would definitely set up. You want to set up a good defense, get the wards out, and try to get a little bit of map control.
Cougar gets a really nice stun over the wall and some extra damage on Wolves, who's now on half. Blinking from Dust, looking for a taunt, but who's his target? He can't pick one, and Jellly
Great peel.
looks him away.
That was amazing peel. Jellly recognized the situation. Dust preemptively blinked in a little bit too early, and Jelly's like, nah, son. We're flipping you back.
Fire Giant goes the way of Eager, and they wanted to base and just buy a couple of items. So HotBow tries to punish him in the mid lane there. They lost the boss on the right-hand side, but they won't be too upset having the Fire Giant online and the Gold Fury just spawning. That's going to be their primary target.
Yeah, Eager's just taking every single objective on the map. Juice has been a little bit uncoordinated this game, I would say at least. They really need something to happen big for them. They're falling too severely far behind, and they don't have full itemization done yet.
Was it lane problems for them more than anything? I mean, Dual Lane was going to get bullied because of the fact that the push power was there, even though they got first blood.
That's the thing. I felt like HotBow, he did what he had to do in the dual lane. He put great pressure on the Chronos. I mean, Cougar started off laning phase 0-2.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, solo lane, Kuang not going to win against Odin early on, fell behind there. Mid lane,
I really felt it was a lack of jungle pressure. There was so much more Dust could have done, and I felt like he was on the back foot for this game.
When you say he could have done, what could he have done, do you think, that was different?
It's hard, because it's also Athena early game, so I definitely don't want... And it's also Dust on a new role. Dust, if anyone didn't know, he was primarily a soul laner, one of the best soul laners on Xbox, and it's really hard to make that transition to the jungle. But especially as someone as experienced as Mytheria, who's been playing jungle forever on PC Elevate Squad, even though they were the bottom-seeded team on PC, it's like they're still an SPL team. They're good.
For anyone unsure, Mytheria is Myflin playing Myflin at the moment for Team Eager. Bit of a split push coming up from Eager there. 2 men on the right-hand side, 3 in the mid lane, trying to divide the forces of Juice Gaming and find something. As Jellly goes in looking for a block, doesn't find it. TeeVee flops in, does not connect with who was after AirCougar. Dwurst is tagging the front line there through space and time, connected, but Purified picks up Marine.
That's exactly what they needed as Delta Marine dies to Purified, and now Juice could look to just stalemate this out. They don't have to go for anything, but Wolves is completely out of position.
Dust gets a good taunt on 4 members, but immediately bursted down, forced to retreat. HotBow trying to support, but already Dust will fall down, and now the Phoenix in mid lane will fall as well.
That's quite the shame. Now Purified's completely out of position, all by himself. There's the purification beads. Purified's getting chased down. There's no follow-up. Great sanctuary, but I don't think it's going to be enough as he's getting surrounded and sandwiched by the rest of Eager as they dive the right side.
You saw Myflin on Carly there get the passive assist, but it was his target to keep himself alive there. Just as TeeVee may have been able to secure it. HotBow's trying to do what he can with the Suns, but it's too little too late, and now he's pinned in the ring. Dwurst says, hello, my friend.
Odin
I am here to kill you again.
It is up yet again every 45 seconds.
You said
Dwurst,
2 earlier.
Well, okay, it's 2 seconds. I don't know. I feel like it's up all the time, and it is.
It feels like it.
Dwurst is doing so much work with
and it
the
looks
cage.
here like Eager with that meditation finally used just to heal them all up nicely once again. Will burst down the Titan and move themselves on to the round of 8. Eager defeat Juice in the round of 16.
I enjoyed that match. I felt like Juice had signs of life in the early game. They did well. I felt like the HotBow TV lane was very refreshing. Lots of dual lane aggression. You don't really see that too much nowadays, especially on Xbox. So I think Juice has a lot of potential. Eager showing their dominance as they did last season. And yeah, I felt like they rightfully deserved that win.
So Juice coming into next week, what do you want to see differently out of them more than anything? Do you want to see a change up in the jungle of God selection?
More practice, more refined lineup, a little bit of a comp that could be all around. I felt like they just kind of like picked what they like to pick instead of just a general all-purpose comp.
And that's kind of what Eager did there, was a general all-purpose comp that seemed to work out well.
Well, especially in these you know, single elimination rounds, you need to be very careful. Especially with these like Odin picks, you got the Janus, Kali is ever so deadly.
Well, when we move on, let's have a little look at the brackets right now. It's the round of 8, and we'll see Cognitive Gaming going to be up against Team Bread. Insult to Injury. I love the play on words there, Kappa. Up against Team Eager in the next round. Eager obviously just being Juice. Day Carry versus Samurai, and Team Runaway versus Most Wanted Esports. So a couple of names I don't recognize in there, a couple that I still do.
Yeah, no, these are actually a lot of old school teams.
When you look at those brackets, though, there, Allied, who do you expect to see in the finals here?
I'm going to say Eager.
Against?
Everyday Carry.
Everyday Carry.
Everyday Carry.
Well, we'll find out about that shortly. We're going to take a quick break as we get ourselves ready for the round of 8 for the next matchup of the console qualifiers in North America.